What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
Feeling beautiful today. Let's go.
Yeah, you're looking beautiful today. Guys, we have a very special guest joining us today to play some Fantasy Fortune. Josh Larkey is on the Fantasy Football Game Show today. For those of you that do not know him, he's the Director of Analytics over at Roto Underworld and Player Profiler. You can find him on Twitter at JLarkeyTweets, right there below his handsome face on the screen. Make sure to check out his TikTok too at JLarkeyTikToks. That is his username over there. And guys, if you're looking to get into R, you want to get into analytics as well, you can learn both with Josh's course on learning analytics and R coding with football data. Josh, thank you so much for coming on the show today, my man.
Guys, thank you. I'm excited about this. I've done my fair share of podcast appearances over the years. I've got to say, I've never done anything even close to this. Very excited for some trivia. So hopefully I don't embarrass myself. Let's do it.
Listen. People embarrass themselves every day. You're gonna look good, Josh. You know, I embarrass myself on here all the time, but it's a good time. That's
what we're about.
Yeah.
Guys, we got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Craig in here saying lots of IDP news today. Can't wait for all of the FYF takes on it before Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you know us, IDP experts over here. We are really good at that IDP, Craig.
That's all we do.
Scott. We got Scott Fish in the chat. What's up, Scott? He said, the great ones always find a way to slow things down. Kevin Costner, Sonny Weaver Jr. I feel like this is just like, you're just trying to like get a reaction from the Browns fan by bringing up like the Browns front office at all right now with this quote. But I'm not feeding into it, Scott. You can't get a reaction from me.
Nice try.
The second anyone says Baker Mayfield, I might start crying. So just avoid that word out of your mouth right now. Mark, what's up? That's terrifying. But hope you're having a good day so far as well. And Albert, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We got Kaysen in the chat as well. What's up? And Jay was saying Josh squared. Yep, we got double Joshes on the show today. So you might hear a mixture of one Josh being called Josh or Larkey, the other Josh being called Josh or Jeff. So everyone just take your best bet at who we're referring to whenever we say the names out loud. Mr. Scampers, welcome in. Our favorite chat cat and Dame. Glad to have you, the master of pub trivia, in the chat. And then Scott said, oh boy, you guys are in trouble. I don't think you realize how much power Larkey draws from his neck beard.
Let me see that neck beard. Can I see?
So
wow. Oh, it's a little trimmed
days
up.
ago, but it's coming back.
Yeah, I literally just shaved mine today, so I'm pretty clean down there. You know.
So what you're saying
down there,
what you're saying, Larkey, is we might stand a chance because you just shaved it. It's not full power right now.
I think we stand a chance.
Yeah, I would say that if I lose, it's because it's only at about 20% power right now.
Okay.
So.
That's fair.
And if you win,
Fair.
that's embarrassing for us. We'll have to
then you lost when I'm at 20%.
We'll have to make sure if you come back on again that it's at 0%, fresh shaved. Sean, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Jay, get out. Derek in here saying, watch out, Larkey. These guys are savage. Derek was on not too long ago. And did Derek win? I can't remember if Derek won that game right there.
Sounds like he might not have. I'm just taking a wild guess.
He did. I feel like he did, but he may not have.
And NBA, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Guys, a couple reminders before we get started with our game of Fantasy Fortune today. Number one, if you're not already following our guest, Josh Larkey, over on Twitter, go and do that right now at JLarkeyTweets. After you do that, if you're watching this, that means you're already on our YouTube or Twitch channels. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Easiest way to show your support for what we are doing over here. And number three, guys, this one's very important. March Madness is upon us. First four games have started, and we are running a March Madness bracket pool. You guys got to get in there. First place in this bracket pool is going to win an autographed NFL player jersey, a Front Yard Fantasy hat, and a Fun Friday guest spot on our stream. Or if you don't want to come on the stream with us losers, you can have a 30-minute draft consultation with your favorite loser from Front Yard Fantasy. So if you guys come in first place, this prize is for second through fifth as well. In order to join, 3 simple steps. Number 1, follow us on Twitter. Number 2, subscribe to our YouTube. And then that third and final step, join our Discord and check out that March Madness channel for the bracket entering information. Get those in, guys. You are running out of time, and it is a free entry. No payment up here. There's just prizes. There's no downside, so make sure you guys are joined in over there. I saw NBA with a question in here. He said, Jarvis Landry, what's your guys' prediction for his landing spot? He and Baker not boys anymore. I don't know if Baker had anything to do with that Jarvis Landry decision, but Larky, what do you think about Jarvis? Do you have a prediction for his landing spot or what his value is going to be after this move?
I think for fantasy, it'd be fun to have him on the Chiefs. I think that makes sense for a fit where I think there were times last year when Mahomes was struggling a little bit. And it was pretty clear that you need, against certain defenses, you need more than just two options. And they pretty much just have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, not really much of anything at this point. He looks like just another NFL running back. So I would like him there. I think that's just a good real life fit. It'd be fun for fantasy. I think he's going to come fairly expensive though. Just looking at some of these recent receiver contracts, I can't even take a gander at what he would command, but I think it would have to be, I don't know, maybe $15 million a year for a couple seasons, which seems crazy. But then when you look at all the other recent contracts, that just kind of makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all agreeing that Kirk was a bit of an overpay, so we can't maybe expect that same kind of contract for Jarvis Landry, but it's going to be up there. Josh, what do you think? Do you have any predictions outside of the Chiefs for where Landry may end up?
I mean, I just hear that $15 million figure, and I'm like, what team is even going to want to sign Jarvis Landry? Christian Kirk, the Jaguars ruined everything, all right? They ruined it. They ruined it for everyone else. These wide receivers are going to get paid way too much money this year, but when I see look at teams that it's just teams that need slot receivers, someone that can get open, catch the ball, is very consistent and reliable. So I don't know what teams really need a guy like that. It's really not that many. The Kansas City Chiefs obviously stand out. Maybe the Buffalo Bills would be a lot of fun. I know people aren't get excited if he wound up there. But really, if he's not paired with a good quarterback, I'm not going to be that excited in the end. Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you guys there. I did want to talk a little bit about Baker Mayfield, even though I said that we weren't going to talk about it too much. So he posted that message already. I woke up, read that first thing. Hurts my feelings a little bit seeing how he's treated, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion. Do you think Baker stays in Cleveland? And if he doesn't, does he land a starting job somewhere else? Josh, we'll start with you. What do you think?
Which Josh is this?
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think on this one?
Well, I mean, Baker Mayfield, I think he's an average quarterback, and that means he probably deserves to be on a team starting somewhere. But he's an average quarterback. No one's going to be uber excited to have Baker Mayfield as their starting quarterback. I mean, the Colts just got rid of Carson Wentz. Is Baker Mayfield an upgrade there? I don't know. It's kind of tough to see where he lands and what that looks like, because he really hasn't improved enough outside that rookie season.
Larky, what do you think about Baker in this situation?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play in Cleveland. I'd be pretty shocked if he writes this massive memo on Twitter, signs it with his full first, middle, and last name, and then just plays there and takes Reagan, I think it was, just takes the opening snap for the Browns. I'd be pretty surprised. I think the Colts could be where he ends up just because they're so quarterback needy, and it looks on paper like Baker, not a great quarterback. He's just kind of average, but we just saw the Colts flirt with a playoff spot with another fairly average quarterback in Wentz. So I like that idea for Baker, and I like that idea for the Colts, where at this point they're not going to get Watson. The Texans won't trade within the division.
No.
And then it's like, I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo seems like he's probably going to be more expensive. And I think Baker might even be better than Garoppolo. So I like him to the Colts. Do not see him staying with the Browns after that big Twitter message.
Yeah, maybe it's just I'm in denial, like the denial stage right now. But the only thing that gives me any hope that he'll stay in Cleveland is he is a highly emotional player, and we know that about him. Know what I mean? When he's on the field, off the field, he is high emotion. He was that way in college. He's been that way in the NFL. This could be him just publicly reacting to the Browns flirting with the idea of adding Deshaun Watson to their team. Now, I agree with you guys. The most likely scenario is that he's not back in Cleveland. And I think Indianapolis makes sense. I'm with you because we saw in 2020, not this past year, but the year before that Baker can be very successful as the quarterback in a run-first offense. He can find very real success as a quarterback in that situation. And that's probably what the Colts want to do with Jonathan Taylor down there. So I think that fit makes a ton of sense right there. I see a lot of Baker to Seattle in the chat. Albert saying to Seattle, NBA talking about Seattle. Sean saying Seattle. What do you guys think about that one? Larky, do you think that's a fit or no?
I don't know. I just don't want to see any quarterback that I think is something in Seattle. I think if there was a franchise that had the most backwards play calling in the entire NFL the last half decade, I think the Seahawks have to be they have to be number one. I don't think it's close. You have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson, who has probably the best deep ball in NFL history, and you don't let him pass much.
But they've got weapons like Rashad Penny that they have to utilize.
I know. It's especially when you look at what their running back situation is. It's Penny, who's super talented but always injured. Carson, he's a good NFL running back, but I mean, it's nothing that special.
It's not.
And then
Christian
it's like,
McCaffrey.
but you have Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. It just never made sense how this team wasn't just passing the ball 75% of the time. Yeah. When you have, I mean,
let Russ cook.
Well, then maybe Baker's perfect.
I've had this thought for a while now that with these quarterbacks that are fairly mobile, like a Russell Wilson, you don't even need to keep the defense honest and just run the ball a ton. Wilson being mobile will force more defensive attention towards covering him and any kind of scramble on pass attempts. So I've never understood the teams that have an elite mobile quarterback who are then run heavy. I'm like, you can already accomplish that and keep the defense honest by passing. So, I really hope that Seattle gets nothing and that they pay for their sins over the last 5 seasons and that Drew Lock is their quarterback. That's what you get, Pete Carroll.
Oh, man, I'm on board with that. Mr. Scamper said Alex Collins slander. Yeah, absolutely. And Jay said, will Seattle let Mayfield bake? I'll see myself out. Yeah, you can leave, Jay. Just get on out of it. Oh, my gosh. Guys, like I mentioned, we brought Larky on today to play some Fantasy Fortune. JL is going to be hosting the game today, so it's going to be me, Josh, and Larky going head-to-head in this matchup. Before we get started, I'm going to run through the rules real quick for everybody watching so you know how this game is going to work. This is just like the popular TV show Wheel of Fortune, but with a fantasy and NFL twist. Instead of spinning the wheel on your turn, you will be answering a 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related question. If you get that question right, you will get to guess a letter, a consonant that is in that puzzle. For every consonant that shows up, you're going to add $500 to your round bank. You keep answering questions till you get one wrong or a letter wrong, or you get 3 in a row correct. When you get 3 in a row correct, that will be your last turn of that round, but you will bank all of that money as well. We're just going to move on to the next person after you do that. Once the puzzle is solved, you will add whatever money you earned in your round bank to your total. Unless you have less than 1,000, there's a minimum of $1,000 that will get added. We will go through puzzles like this until the end of the show, and the contestant with the most money when we reach time's end will be our Fantasy Fortune champion on this Wednesday. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah. You're going down, Larky. You don't say a chance.
Did you really label both of them, Josh?
I did, and I didn't think about it. So
Which one's me?
You're Jeff.
Call me Jeff or call him Larky.
Larky, you're going to go first, and then it's going to be Simon, and then followed by Jeff.
All right,
perfect.
Sounds good.
Make it real easy for us. All right, you guys ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right, the first one's going to be a toss-up round, meaning it's going to be a little bit different than the other rounds. I'm going to slowly reveal letters. If you know what the puzzle is, say your own name. And then you'll get a chance to guess what the puzzle is for 500 points right off the bat, and the chance to go first on the next puzzle, the real first starting puzzle. Is that clear? Larky, you got that? So you're just going to say your name if you know the player. If you guess incorrectly, that's it. You're done. You got to leave the show. Never come back. Just kidding. All right. So round one here. Here's our first puzzle. Contestants out of the chat, please, because the chat's very smart.
That's a good point. Yeah. When a puzzle's on the board, we go over to the private chat because they will get it before us. Except last time. Last time we were beating them pretty good.
We were killing them last time. Except for that Dame did get that one really sick one.
Yeah, it's Dame.
Yeah,
right.
It's Dame.
Here is your first puzzle, the toss-up puzzle. I'm going to slowly reveal letters. Say your name if you know it.
Player.
This is a player, NFL player. Boom, 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 boom. Wrong game.
What? Simon.
Simon.
Oh.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Well done, Simon. You got that one right. DeAndre
I was just
Hopkins.
assuming that the next letter after that O was another O for some reason. And I was like who? Like I just kept trying to make the who noise.
I was thinking it was something King at the end. So I was like, who's who's
DeAndre the
King?
Hop King.
I thought it was Taylor Heineke like the whole time, and I was like, "Wait, something doesn't look right here. Taylor doesn't fit." And I was like, "No, Heineke, Heineke, no."
Josh, how you feel about DeAndre Hopkins going into next season? I know people were very disappointed this past season. He's dealing with injury. How are you viewing DeAndre Hopkins as a fantasy asset?
Honestly,
I meant Larky.
I think he's fine. I think he's getting quite a bit of hate right now. I don't really love him at the ADP I'm seeing in these early drafts where he's like a mid-late third, or he's like a mid-third round pick.
Is he
which
right now?
He is.
22. Okay.
So I don't love that, but I don't hate it. I think it's just fine. He feels like a pretty stable player for this next season. They won't have Christian Kirk. We don't know what's going on with AJ Green.
Christian
Yeah,
Kirk.
just they got rid of Chase Edmonds, their big pass catching running back. I feel like DeAndre Hopkins has a history of ridiculous target shares. Yes, last year was a down season. It was also a different role. He was playing a much higher ADOT type of role last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that sticks, then sure, we don't really love that for fantasy because we kind of want him to just get, especially in PPR, just pepper him with targets. But I think for next season, it's looking like he can return to hopefully a higher target share role like he's had in the past, a little closer to the line of scrimmage. I think that's how he's best utilized with Kyler. So I think at this point, I think he's fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's a value redraft. I'm not necessarily buying in Dynasty, but I still think that he has a lot of love to give. Josh, you agree? You were nodding your head there.
No, I actually I'm very happy that Josh number 1 went first here because I did not realize that DeAndre Hopkins was an average, draft position like in the 3rd round right now for next season. And if that's the case, yeah, that's too high. That's too high. But I kind of think by the time we get there, I think there's going to be some of these younger names that are going to be climbing up the board. And I feel like he's going to be a value. I feel like he's a value in Dynasty, but I'm a little bit more hesitant to take that risk because he's an aging receiver. But in redraft, if I can find a value in DeAndre Hopkins in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, I'm all about it because I'm willing to take that shot that he comes back. And even if he does have that higher ADOT, what we saw last year is he was scoring a lot more touchdowns, but it was kind of an outrageous touchdown pace. But he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. He's DeAndre Hopkins. And as long as Kyler Murray's there, I'm going to be excited.
Yep, I'm right there with you. All right, that's going to give Simon $500.
Good job, Simon.
Thank you. We just needed every letter but 3 up there for me to get it. While we're waiting for the next puzzle, what's up, Thomas? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. He said your favorite Dane says hi. Got to represent in here now that we have a Dane in the NBA. We got a Dane in the NBA. Did I miss that? I don't keep up on where all of the professional Danish athletes go. That's my bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly.
Me neither. No.
Yeah, I need to catch up.
I like
on
J-Wall's response to the last one. J-Wall got DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know why he typed out J-Wall.
You had to say his name to answer the puzzle.
That makes sense. All right, you ready to get into the next puzzle here?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll load this up.
I'm out.
All right, this one is NFL teammates. NFL teammates is the category here. These are going to be two or three players. This one specifically is 3 players.
I was about to say that's not 2 players.
They are 3 teammates, and I will remind everybody that there's been a lot of roster changes in the last couple weeks. So keep that in mind as you go through these puzzles. Simon, we're starting with you.
Alert.
Are you ready? Would you like a question?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got one of the names, but I'll take a question.
Okay.
Josh, Simon does this. He kind of just somehow figures out the puzzle before we even start guessing.
I think I might have a name as well. So I think I know where Simon's going with this one. We'll see.
All right. Fair enough.
Based on his initial guesses, I'll know if we're on the same path here.
All right, Simon. Tell me, who had more PPR fantasy points? All my fantasy points questions will be in PPR format. Keep that in mind, contestants. And reminder out of the chat, now that we're into another puzzle. Simon, who had more PPR fantasy points in 2021? Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2021? Mark Andrews or Justin Jefferson?
Oh, these cross positional ones always get me. Man, that's tough. I'll go Jefferson.
Jefferson is absolutely correct. Simon, what letter would you like to guess here?
I would like a K.
K. There are 2 Ks.
Okay.
It's gonna give you $1,000.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm struggling to figure out the rest of these names, but I maybe shouldn't. But I'll take I'll take another question.
All right, Simon. Who had more PPR? We're just gonna stay in this category here. Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2021?
Okay.
Mike Williams or Mike Evans?
Evans was a top. It was Evans.
Evans is correct by about 25 fantasy points. What letter would you like, Simon?
I'll take a T.
T. There's one. It's going to give you another $500.
None of this is helping me. No, I'll take another question.
Another question. All right, Simon, here is your third question. If you get this one correct, you're going to be able to bank this money. And you guess the letter correct. Then you're going to be able to bank this money. Who had more PPR fantasy points? Alvin Kamara or Ezekiel Elliott?
I should know this one off the top of my head, and I do not know it. Alvin Kamara.
I'm sorry, it was
Dang it.
Ezekiel Elliott. Alvin Kamara had 237 or 234.7.
Okay.
And who was the other one? I said Ezekiel Elliott was 252. Sorry, Simon.
Kamara missed a couple games, huh?
Yeah. I get in my head. I start thinking, what does JL want me to say instead of what's the actual answer here?
All right, we're moving on to you, Joshua.
I figured it out. I figured it out. I couldn't come up with that last name, but I want to solve.
Say it exactly how it is written up on the board.
Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and Zay Jones.
Sorry, Josh. That is correct.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out the last name. I got Evan Ingram. I was like, I can't think of another player on the Jaguars that this fits. And I was like, oh, they signed Zay Jones. Okay, it just clicked. It clicked.
Well done. So I want to ask you guys, can any of you make sense of what the Jaguars are doing?
Throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Larky, let's start with you.
So I think that they're clearly trying to give Lawrence upgraded weaponry. They had nothing last year. They get ETN back, which I think is very nice. However, I understand it's a rookie deal quarterback, so you have a lot of flexibility with what you can spend your money on, but I didn't quite understand paying up for Christian Kirk when ultimately his best position and when he's most efficient, he's in the slot. And that's got to be one of the most replaceable positions in the NFL is slot receiver. So it's not that I don't think Christian Kirk is good. It's more just looking at the replacement options. It's like when a running back signs for a massive contract and it's like, do you think he's good? I'm like, well, yeah, that's a good running back, but the bad running back's not much worse than the good one. And I think with the slot receivers, that's often the case. They're kind of like a dime a dozen. So I think ultimately that Trevor Lawrence has a better supporting cast. I'm still not even sure, though, if this is an above average supporting cast in the NFL. And I think that's the issue that I have is at the end of the day, I was like, oh, yeah, they have, you know what it reminds me of? Kind of remember the Jets last year when it's like, oh, they've got Corey Davis and they've got Keelan Cole. And it's like, oh, yeah, they're spending money. These are some names. And then we kind of saw what happened. Turns out most of those guys just didn't end up doing very much. And I think we could ultimately see that with the Jaguars where it's like, yeah, this is better than not spending the money. But that when you look at on paper what they had to start last season and start this season, it's very marginally better. So a little bit concerning that this franchise is just not really moving in the right direction with Trevor Lawrence.
It reminds me of the fantasy managers that will send you a trade offer that's like Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and Zay Jones for CeeDee Lamb. Because if you add those three guys together, it's better than CeeDee Lamb, right? Like that they're just thinking like all of these like sub pieces equals one great piece for Trevor Lawrence when maybe they would have been better off spending that money on something more significant there. But that's just what it reminds me of. Like they're convinced that if they just throw enough slightly above average assets or average to slightly above average assets that it'll equal a strong supporting cast, but I'm not sure it's going to play out that way.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think I'm seeing some comments in here that I'm lagging a little bit or that maybe my mic is low. So bear with me if if you guys can't hear a question I asked, just ask me to repeat it.
Sounds
All
good.
right. You guys ready to get into
I
the
got to
next one?
shout out Jay Wall. I think he got it first in the chat there.
Very nice.
Ingram and Zay Jones. Good job, Jay Wall.
323. Nice job.
Yeah.
And before we get into the next puzzle, NBA Rick has a question for us. Who would you draft first in redraft, Devontae Smith or Jerry Jeudy? What do you think, Josh? Jeff?
In redraft, that's a tough one. In redraft, I'm probably going to take the. So I think the Eagles are going to sign someone. All right, I think they're going to sign another receiver, whether it's through the draft or maybe someone like Allen Robinson or something like that. And if that's the case, I'm going to take the shot on Jerry Jeudy, pair him with Russell Wilson, see what he can do, see if he can unlock that top tier potential. So Jerry Jeudy in redraft.
Jerry Jeudy. What about you, Larky?
Yeah, same.
Same.
When I'm not really quite sure who's gonna do better, just looking at the names on paper, I'll always defer to the better offense. So going Jerry Jeudy.
And Simon, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Dynasty and redraft. I'm going Jerry Jeudy here. I think the upside with Russ there is through the roof with Jeudy. But like I mentioned before, it's not guaranteed that Judy's his go-to guy in this offense. Like I think a lot of us, myself included, are projecting. There's a very real outcome where we see Cortland Sutton kind of take over as the main receiver there. But I'm willing to take that risk with the talent of Jerry Jeudy. We've seen flashes with bad quarterback play. You see those crisp routes run from him. Like I'm ready for that breakout season from him. So I'll go Jeudy.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. All right, you guys ready to get into the next puzzle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Woo!
And I think you accidentally gave my money to Josh. Hey, I want you to get some money, but get
That
to
is
it.
true.
Struggling.
I don't want to win that way.
I know you don't.
Hey, I'll take it.
Here's
We
really
know
your
you
first chance to even play the game, if we're being honest. So here we go.
Yeah, so Josh, I'm sorry, Jeff, you got that one correct. So Josh, you are first this time. Here is your new puzzle. So this one is an NFL Player TV Mashup. NFL Player TV Mashup. An example of the we often do like NFL Player Movie Mashup. An example of that might be what's the one Simon always says? The Scott Pilgrim.
Boston Scott Pilgrim versus the world. We did the Las Vegas Raiders of the Lost Ark.
TV matchup would be the
Where's
Tim
My Derek
Patrick,
Carr?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one was tough. All right, so it's a mashup of a player's name, and a TV show. All right, Larky, you are first. Would you like a question?
I'm ready.
All right, Larky, here is your question. Tell me, who had more total yards in 2021? Who had more total yards in 2021? Was it the Baltimore Ravens or was it the Seattle Seahawks?
That is a tough one. I feel like we're making fun of the Seahawks for struggling, but I'm actually going to go. Oh God. It's total yards. I'll go with the we're going Seahawks.
Seahawks? I'm sorry, it was the Ravens. About 900 yards. Should have went with gut there, Larky. Sorry about that one. Simon, moving on to you. Like a question.
Yeah, I don't know it.
All right, we're going to stay in this category. Simon, who had more total yards in 2021? The Bills or the Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
Cowboys is correct.
I thought that was a trick
what letter
for
would you like?
sure.
Cowboys
I'll
actually
take.
the most.
Yeah, I thought they were. I knew they had. They were up there in like all of the offensive categories near the top, but I wasn't sure if this was a trick.
900 yards.
I'll take the S.
S, as in
Simon.
There's one S. There's one S, Simon. It's going to give you $500 in your round bank. You know your options. You can buy a vowel. You could take another question or you could solve.
I'll take another question.
All right. Who had more total yards in 2021, Simon? The Patriots or the Steelers?
The Patriots.
The Patriots is correct. By about 600 yards. What letter would you like to guess here?
A T.
T. Oh, I made the lights flash. Bonk. No T's. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I flashed the lights for your bonk. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was just insult to injury.
Yeah,
One
celebrating
could
your
even say
failure.
you're adding it.
That's true. All right, Jeff, we're moving on to you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, who scored more points? This is NFL points. Who scored more points in 2021? Which team here? The Colts or the Browns?
The Colts.
Colts is correct. What letter would you like?
An R.
An R.
Mm-hmm.
One R.
There's one of them.
It's gonna give you $500.
All right. Give me another question.
Another question. All right, Joshua, if that is your name.
It is.
Who had more passing attempts in 2021? Who had more passing attempts in 2021? The Pittsburgh Steelers or the Green Bay Packers?
The Steelers.
Steelers is correct. Thought I might trick you there with the little Packers, but you got
I
it.
heard Steelers and passing attempts, and I just know that they couldn't run to save their lives. And, you know, they were on the field quite a bit on offense. So I was going to go Steelers regardless of the other team, probably.
That would have worked out for most of the teams, probably.
Yeah.
What letter would you like here, Josh?
N as in Nancy.
N as in Nancy. There are two N's.
There are
That's
two
going to
of
give you
them.
$1,000. And this is going to be your last opportunity to buy a Val, Jeff.
Let me buy an A.
You can buy an A.
Yeah.
There's one A. It's going to cost you $100.
Let me buy an E.
E. There's one E.
I'm all done. I'm all done buying.
That's it. All right. You want
Give
another
me another
question?
question. Give me another question. Give me another
Okay.
question.
All right, Josh. Who had more PPR fantasy points in 2021? More PPR fantasy points in 2021? Antonio Gibson or Tyler Lockett?
Wow. I'm gonna. They were Antonio Gibson.
I'm sorry, it was Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
It was
okay.
Tyler Lockett.
that's a
Sorry
good
about that,
question.
Josh. Larky, we're back to you. You can solve this, or you can take another question.
Let's take a question.
Taking a question. All right. All right, Larky, tell me this. Who had more passing touchdowns in 2021? Who has more passing touchdowns in 2021? Ryan Tannehill or Kirk Cousins?
Cousins.
Cousins is correct. Cousins is absolutely correct. What letter would you like here, Larky?
Oh my goodness. I can't even figure out what this is. I'll go M.
I got nothing.
M
Marky.
is in
I'm ready.
mom. Hopefully there's an M there.
M as in mom. I don't think my
Oh,
camera
come
went off.
on.
Bonk. I'm sorry. No
Oh.
M's.
Oh no.
And
I
I
think Simon might
would
know.
like to solve.
Okay. Say it exactly how it's
It
written.
is JL's favorite TV show and the Packers' favorite draft pick ever. Jordan Love is blind.
Well done,
You're
Simon.
saying that's
Whoa.
not JL's favorite TV show.
I have never
It
seen
is.
it.
I mean, I've heard of it. I think everyone's heard of it by now.
It's fresh on the mind. I watched a TikTok about Love is Blind today. No more than an hour ago was I watching that while taking my afternoon bathroom break, and we got Jordan Love is Blind.
J-Wall's killing it today, man. J-Wall today. What are you on?
Thomas and J-Wall's having one of those hyper days where he hits on everything. Too bad he isn't on screen. Yeah, we know J-Wall. He can't compete when he's on screen. There's just the pressure gets to him. Let's see.
Yeah.
There we go. JL's back right there. Mr. Scamper said never heard of it. You know what, guys? If you haven't heard of Love is Blind, you really don't need to educate yourself on it. It's a horrible, horrible TV show that I've seen too much
No,
of.
I've heard people like it. Here's a quick synopsis. You know, they're put into these little rooms and they can't see each other, but they talk to each other and they bond. And then they agree to marry each other without seeing each other. And then they're put into an apartment together without knowing what each other look like. And they're like, yeah, figure it out. Figure it out, guys.
You know what?
Figure it out.
I'm going to be honest. I couldn't do it. Like, even take the current relationship I'm perfectly happy in. I'm too shallow. I wouldn't be able to do that experiment. I don't think. I think there's a very real chance I would become like a villain in the national eye after like the people were revealed.
So dumb.
Too. I'm not nice enough, I think.
Mark thinks I spoiled something.
Oops.
Like, I don't know if I spoiled anything, Mark. Like, it
That's
just
like
like you're gonna get it like after watching a minute of the show. That's all I've seen.
Scott,
I still don't even. I've heard of the show. I don't even know what it is. Like
Yeah,
that.
with
Once you solved, I was like, I think I've heard of Love is Blind. Is it a blind person dating show?
It's a
Well-
dating show, but you don't look at the other person. You don't see the other person before you make your decision to marry them.
What?
Marry them.
To marry
Oh.
them, Josh.
So you've never met them, but you have to
Or
meet.
get engaged.
Well,
I'm
you
sorry,
talk
get
through a
engaged.
wall, basically. They send you like these little pods where you can like speak
Uh-huh.
to each other, but you never see each other. And then they kind of determine who they want to see more, who they want to talk to more.
I thought
I've
about
seen-
making a joke like that. Like Simon.
Yeah, it might work in my benefit, honestly. I think my girlfriend had her eyes closed for the first 6 months she met me, and that's the only reason she agreed to date me. We didn't pay the power bill, and so she couldn't see me for a while, and I got stuck in there.
All right. For that one, Simon, you're gonna get $1,000 for solving that puzzle correctly. Jeff, you're gonna go first on this next one. You guys ready to load up this next puzzle?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
we got a high scoring game here, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, Jeff. This one is a new category here. First, well, not new to us, but new for this game here. First names, same team. So these are 4 first names in crossword style, but these players are all on the same team. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Jeff, we are on to you first. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell me, who had more passing touchdowns in 2021? Who had more passing touchdowns? Jameis Winston or Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson.
Sorry, it was Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston had 14. Zach Wilson had 9. It's kind of surprising.
Winston 14. He only played in like 5 games too. Yeah.
It's because
yeah, he had,
Mike White
2 games
has
with,
so
like, 4
many
touchdowns.
passing touchdowns that you're just attributing half of Mike White's touchdowns to Zach Wilson is probably what happened.
Maybe. All right, Larky, that means we're on to you. You ready for some questions?
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. Tell me, in 2020, so coming into the 2021 season, who was drafted higher, Larky? Who was drafted higher, according to fantasy data ADP here? CeeDee Lamb or Joe
You cut out. Who was the other guy? CeeDee Lamb or
Mixon?
Mixon?
Mixon is absolutely correct. What letter would you like?
I will take a T.
T. T bonk.
Oh
my
my gosh.
Oh, brutal.
No T's.
There's really only like 10 letters in this puzzle, so.
Simon, we're moving on to you. Are you ready for a question?
Yeah, I need a question.
Skyfish guessing Josh, John, Simon, and good guess. Good guess.
That's the actual spelling.
Oh,
of
no,
my
it
name.
would-
Simon
oh,
with
it
one
would
N.
fit,
It's just
it
a
would fit.
nickname.
Yeah, the second N is silent.
Yeah.
All right, Simon. Who was drafted first? According to ADP here, who was drafted first coming into the 2021 season? Allen Robinson or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay Johnson.
I'm sorry, it was Allen Robinson.
Wow. I guess I
33rd
really let this
overall.
past season affect my view of Allen Robinson.
Yeah, 33rd overall. Deontay Johnson was about 45th overall.
Okay. So about a round apart.
Yeah, about a round, a little less. Jeff, we're moving on to you. You ready for your question?
Yeah.
All right. Who was drafted higher? Jeff, who was
According to
drafted higher? Keenan Allen or
According to who?
according to ADP?
Who's ADP?
Fantasy data
Fantasy
ADP?
Pros? Okay.
Fantasy data ADP.
Gotcha.
Who was drafted higher in coming into 2021? Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Mike Evans?
Probably Clyde.
It was Clyde. It was
Yeah.
Clyde. What letter would you like?
An S.
An S. There are 2
Oh, there we go. Some letters.
S's.
All right.
Some nice letters for you. Let's give you $1,000 in your round bank. What else to do here?
I'll buy an O.
Buying an O. There's 1 O. Take 100
All
off
right.
your
I'll
score
take a
there.
question.
Taking another question. All right, Joshua. All right, Josh. Which team defense allowed the most passing yards in 2021? Which defense had allowed the most passing yards in 2021? The Raiders or the Lions?
We'll go with the Lions.
The Lions is correct. They have 4,160, and the Raiders have 3,789. What letter would you like, Josh?
An H.
H. There's one H. All right.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Again, another question. I don't know what this is.
This is your third one, correct?
Yeah.
So last opportunity to buy Vowels. All right. Your third question. Which defense allowed the most passing touchdowns? Which defense allowed the most passing touchdowns between these two options, the Cardinals or the Washington football team?
Washington football team.
Washington football team's correct. What letter?
All right. Give me a J because I don't know any of the other letters. I'm not going to be able to solve, but at least I'm going to get to bank this money.
All right. That's going to give you 1,900, and you are going to make this money. I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Don't need it. All right. We're moving on. You're going to get to bank this money here. All right, Larky. We're on to you. Are you ready, my friend?
I would like to solve.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just going to go for it because I know that these guys are at least teammates right now. It would be Josh, Cole, and Isaiah, the receivers from Buffalo.
You nailed it.
Let's
Absolutely
go!
correct.
Wow!
I wasn't even close.
That's going to give you
that was
1,000
awesome.
That was incredible. Well done, Larky. Let's see the
I
check.
don't know if I would have gotten this period, to be honest with you.
It's a little tricky. Let's
I was
see.
stuck on the Raiders. I was trying to get Raiders
Sniper's
teammates
got
to
it.
fit in there with
J-Wall.
Josh.
It looks like Albert was the first one to kind of put it together. Josh Cole, Isaiah, and then J. Wall.
Oh, yeah, Albert.
Can't put it all in
Good
one
job,
comment.
guys.
Mr.
You know
Scampers,
what?
well done.
Josh, I'm not sure I would have gotten this one ever either because maybe I would have figured out Isaiah, but I have no clue how to spell Isaiah. I spell it wrong every time I try to write it.
Yeah.
I mess up the vowels, the number of S's, where the A's go, the I's go. And so any letter popping up there could have thrown me off on how to spell Isaiah. Nice job, Marky.
Well done. All right, you guys want to just get into the next one?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Keep the ball rolling.
All right, that's gonna give you $1,000, Larky.
Josh, that makes I was like, what wide receivers named Josh on the Bills? I can't think of anyone. I was like, did Josh Reynolds get signed there or something? Like, I was like, got it.
Oh, I almost used Josh
Allen.
in another puzzle. Glad I didn't. All right, this one is the category is news. Category is news, so this is just gonna be like very similar to like a news headline here. Simon, you are going first because Larky got that one correct. Are you ready?
Yes.
Oakley dokley. Your question, sir, is which NFL team had more first downs? Which NFL team had more first downs? The Raiders.
I think
or
I know
the Titans?
puzzle. More first downs, Raiders or Titans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how do you know the puzzle?
I'm sorry, it was the Raiders.
No, I don't even get a chance to go for the glory. I have something that fits perfectly.
I don't even know what
this
this is.
to you, JL, just so if it does show up, I get the glory of doing it without letters.
Okay.
Now I'm like cycling through news, and I'm like, should I have this already?
I'm like going through things in my head. I'm like, what's happened? Okay.
All right, Jeff, we're on to you.
No, that won't fit. Yeah, give me I'm not Simon over here. All right, I'm just a normal human, and
All right,
I'd like to have a question.
Who had more first downs in 2021? Which team had more first downs in 2021? The 49ers or the Browns?
Oh, it's got to be the 49ers.
It is got to be, and you would be correct. What letter?
Okay, cool.
T. There are 3 T's, triple T's.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
Great bar.
Doesn't work, Simon.
No.
All right, cool.
You saved me. Okay.
I'm Jeff.
Oh, sorry.
Jeff.
Sorry. Thank you. I got it. That's really messing with my brain. And this needs to be 1,500. There you go.
Yeah. I'll take another question.
Another question. All right. Which team had more rushing attempts? Jeff, Mr. Walter. Which team had more rushing attempts? Was it the Baltimore Ravens or the Tennessee Titans?
The Baltimore Ravens.
I'm sorry, it was the Titans. The Titans had the
man.
most. 551 rushing attempts.
I was just thinking with the quarterbacks they had, it's like I don't know if quarterback scrambles factor into this equation, but yeah, it just seemed like it would be the Ravens.
It's a little tricky. Ravens were number 3 in this list.
Okay,
Titans are number 1. There's a decent gap between them in rushing attempts.
The Titans did run a ton. Like
they did, yeah. All right, Lucky, we're back to you. What'd you like to do here?
So I'd like to solve.
Like to solve?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. It's like, okay.
Just wanted to scare everybody.
Mission accomplished. All right, Larky, your question. Who had more receiving touchdowns? Who had more receiving touchdowns in 2021? Was it Travis Kelce or CeeDee Lamb?
Kelsey.
Kelsey's absolutely correct. He had 9. CeeDee Lamb at 6. What letter would
I
you
don't
like?
like
Here,
the
Larky?
period at the end of this puzzle.
Give me an R. That looks
R.
like a fair shot for something.
I think
There's
it's
one. There's
Oh,
one.
There we go. Perfect.
oh.
So insulting when there's so many letters
Yeah.
available and just one turns blue.
Ask me another question. I don't think that R, not quite
You
ready
didn't
yet.
solve it for you?
Didn't do it.
Let's do another one.
Oh,
All right, Larky, tell me who had more total targets in 2021? Who had more total targets in 2021? Was it Darnell Mooney or Jacoby Myers?
Mooney.
Mooney's absolutely correct. What letter would you like?
not even thinking about that one. Let's go.
I'll take an S.
An S.
That feels good.
There are
Oh,
4.
that's
there we
good.
go. Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm close. There's one word.
Okay, that's going to give you 2,000 in your round bank. And this is your last opportunity to buy Vowels. If you would like to, Josh, we're going into your third question. If you get the next question right and guess the letter correctly, you're going to be able to bank the money that you have in your round bank here. So would you like to buy
so
Vowels?
I should probably buy some vowels. So I'll start with an O.
An O.
There's at least an O. One. Oh, it's not.
There are 2 O's. Cost you 200.
All right. I'd like to buy an E.
An E.
Yeah, please. Please give me. There we go. Okay. There's an E.
The
Oh.
one,
All right.
the one
Metro.
word I don't know is the one with no vowels in it so far.
So that's 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. JL counts. All right, Lucky. Same options.
Oh my goodness. I'll buy. Nah. Well, give me another question. I'm not even close. I'll do a question.
All right, another question. All right, Larky, who had a higher target share on the season last season, in 2021? Who had a higher target share on the season? Keenan Allen or Stephon Diggs?
Ooh. Keenan Allen.
I'm sorry, it was Stephon Diggs.
Oh, no.
Stephon Diggs had
Definitely would have gone Keenan Allen myself.
26.5% target share on the season. Keenan Allen at 23.9%. A little bit tricky. Larky, I'm sorry. Simon, we're moving on to you.
And I am so close, but I don't know it yet. So what I thought it was the right piece of news, but I don't have the words right, and I can't figure out what one of the words is. I need a question, and I'm
I
going to
know
get it
the
wrong.
5th word for sure.
Okay.
All right, Simon, here is your question. We're going to stay in this category. Who had a higher target share on the season, 2021? Tyler Lockett or Michael Pittman?
Ooh, that's tricky. Higher target share on the season. I'll say Tyler Lockett.
I'm sorry, it's Michael Pittman. He had
I knew this was going to
5.7% target share. 25.7%. Jeff, back to you, buddy.
I don't know. Like, these guys seem to have an idea of what this is trying to say. I don't. So give me.
Oh, I don't know either.
Okay.
I'm just faking it. All right, Jeff, tell me who had more receptions in 2021? Who had more receptions in 2021? Amon-Ra St. Brown or Debo Samuel?
It's actually like really tricky. I feel like Debo's got to be it.
You would think, but you would be wrong. Amon-Ra St. Brown
How
at
did he
90.
get so many receiving yards with
I don't know.
only like 80 catches?
I don't know. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 90 receptions. Very, very high. Larky, we're back to you.
Ask me a question.
Oh, no.
Question. All right. Who had more total targets in 2021, Larky? Who had more total targets in 2021? Marvin Jones or Marquise Brown?
Marquise Brown.
Absolutely correct. What letter would you like?
I would love an L.
An L.
Hopefully, that'll take the L
There
with
are
this one.
3
Oh, there we go. There we
Ls.
go.
Could you guys get something in the other words? Because I can't get trivia. Just that one word, that third word is where.
That's going to give you a lot of money, 1,500 to be exact. What would you like to do here, Larky?
Goodness. You can ask me another question.
Another question. All right. I like it. Larky, take a trip with me. Take a trip on over to the FanDuel Sportsbook. Tell me, Larky, who is more favorited? I don't know if that's the right word. If
Favorite?
that is a word. Favorite. Who's the favorite to be the AFC Championship winner next season, according to FanDuel Sportsbook odds between the following teams: the Bengals or the Chargers?
Chargers.
Chargers is absolutely correct. Plus 850 compared to Bengals plus 1,000. What letter would you like here, Larky?
N. I'm just going off. I know the last word.
And
We're
as
gonna-
in no.
As in no, yeah. We're
Okay.
gonna workshop this one.
There's
Oh,
one.
wonderful.
N.
So much help.
Oh my goodness.
All right. What would you like to do here? This is your last opportunity to buy Vowels if you would like to.
Yeah, we're gonna buy some vowels. All right.
All right.
Hey, we're
Hey.
we're breaking the bank right now.
Oh my God.
There are 3 A's. It's going to cost you 300.
This is comical, the lack of letters showing up in that one word. That's the one, like, just
I
over
just
and
like
over.
don't know what this is.
Would you like to buy
Can
more
I
vowels?
buy yeah, what's left? I and you. I'll take an I. I assume
An
there's
I.
I assume there's
There
an
are
I
2
there.
I's.
Okay,
There are
there's a-
no more vowels.
There are no more vowels.
What?
So you can take another question.
Oh yeah, I'll have to take the question.
Oh,
That's just weird.
I got it.
I don't know what this is.
Okay. All right, Larky. Similar type of question here for the NFC Championship winner. Who's the odds-on favorite to win the NFC Championship? Is it the Cardinals or the Cowboys?
Cowboys.
Cowboys is absolutely correct. If you get this letter
Josh,
correct, you're going to bank this money.
Right.
All right, I'll take a
Lead.
D.
A
D as
I
in
think that's a good
dad.
one.
As in
Yes.
dad, as in dog.
Give me
as
that
in
money.
2 D's.
Okay,
Double D for you, sir.
I gotta.
So you're going to bank this money, Josh, but I'm going to give you 5 seconds to see if you can solve it. If not, we're going to move on to Simon. Ready? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Josh.
Still
Simon.
not sure of that word.
Let me bank this money. Hold on. 1,500 or 43. And Jeff still has
Take the money.
1,500.
It's probably not going to matter, but
There you go. All right,
And
Simon.
I will solve. That word has finally come to me. The no more vowels is what gave it away. Mayfield posts cryptic message to Cleveland.
Cryptic.
Well,
So
Beautiful.
what I had originally,
Cryptic.
I sent it to JL. I had Mayfield posts goodbye message on Instagram is what I had initially. I'm not sure if that's where he posted it, but
did you win the chat?
Yeah, Albert, 3:53 minutes ago.
Oh,
Mayfield
good
posts
job,
cryptic message to
Albert.
Cleveland.
I
Well
could not
done.
figure out cryptic.
that word was, but that was a nasty word to throw in a puzzle, JL. That one was tough.
That was
I tried doing Baker Mayfield post cryptic message to Cleveland on Twitter, and it did not fit. It
There
did
we
not
go.
fit. It was just way too full.
Man,
I'm
that one was
using the
tough.
word crypt as my Wordle word to start for now on.
That can't be. That can't be
it's
like,
like the
plus EV.
anti-vowel word.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of what
Remember, I saw a video one time that was like, if you put a do as your first word every day, I don't want to be friends. He goes, I put like pizzazz with 3 Z's because I want to get it on the first try. Like if you don't play Wordle for the glory, then I don't know why you're even playing.
True.
Um,
And Scott said heartfelt is what it should be, not cryptic. I took
agree.
this straight from NBC Sports Edge, just to give you this.
And it was
their
a
word.
little cryptic. if we're being
It's
honest.
their word, not mine. Josh, I think you're gonna win this game.
Josh, you just
Hey,
won.
but
You
JL,
just pulled it out.
JL, before we declare him the winner, give me my $1,000 so that I'm ahead of Josh going into the last round. Oh wait, I
no.
won't be. He's still
No.
ahead of me. I can't do
No.
that.
No,
Nice
don't,
try.
don't do it.
But thank you for the reminder.
But Larky, with the trivia at the end and getting all the letters on there, you came out on top. The last second victory in Fantasy Fortune today. We are reaching the end of the show, but thank you so much for taking the time to come on with us, and congrats on the W.
Thank you. I mean, I feel like I started really slowly. I had the embarrassing one where I overthought the Ravens Seahawks, but you know what? Living in California where sports betting is not legal, apparently I have a future in sports betting since thank you to the FanDuel odds for that one.
Guys, and if you are not already following Josh on Twitter, go and remedy that right now. You can find him on Twitter at JLarkyTweets. I was telling other Josh before you jumped on Josh number one that in this space, every time I see you with a take, I always click on the replies because I know for a fact someone's going to come in there and argue with you, and you have the numbers and the data and the information to back up everything that you put out there. And so that's not easy to find in this space, someone who's going to back up all of their takes with their reasoning behind it. So I appreciate that whenever I see you put stuff out there on Twitter. And guys, if you're not following him, go and fix that right now. Truly a great follow in this space. And Jay, echoing what I'm saying, one of the smartest guys in this space for sure.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate you having me. This lived up to the hype in my head. It was a lot of fun. I just really had no idea what to expect with a fantasy game show, but it was a good time. I grew up watching Wheel of Fortune, so this was bringing back some of those good family memories. So
we'll have to bring you back for some
thank you
for some revenge for a comeback win. You're a W. We need revenge now.
Yeah.
But Josh, again, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who joined us and watched and played along in the chat. Nice job to those of you that got the answers early. And Jay Wall, pretty good job today. You know what? I'll give you credit where credit is due. Nice job cheating. We are out of here until tomorrow afternoon, but we will be back with more fantasy football game show fun then. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Until then, adios, everybody.
Trading makes fantasy fun. Let's go.